शार्क टैंक पे फाउंडर को बुलाते हैं ना, कोई सीईओ को नहीं बुलाते. इट्स अ स्टेटस गेम. इफ यू स्टार्ट सॉल्विंग फॉर स्टेटस, then you are not solving for wealth.
So the status game, when played independently of the wealth game, is completely shallow.
So if you don't define the responsibility that what is going to keep you happy, you will end up slipping into possibilities of validation, which is a status game.
Putting yourself out, doesn't that in some way take you to a status game?
Posting on LinkedIn or having a personal brand so I can get the best people, I can attract the best investors, make sure my brand reaches, is still feeding the wealth game. You have to think about the company first, then your team, then yourself, right? What I am saying is अपने टीम के बारे में तो सोच लो कि इसको खुश रखना है. You can read books, you can talk to people, you can go to Harvard case studies, but nobody prepares you for how to do the founder role well. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 28 of the Asymmetric podcast. It's been 6 months now officially that we three have been trying to get in front of each other and all of you every week. We have missed a few episodes here and there because of travel or sickness, but we'll continue to do this as much as possible. Light episode today. It's appraisal season. All of us keep chatting about what's the percentage hike that startups are giving, what's happening in the market. All our HRs are sort of coordinating and stuff. But more than the process, every year we keep thinking as early stage founders as to what really drives appraisals. Is it the market? Is it consumer sentiment? Is it employee sentiment? Is it the company's perceived success? Is it the last funding round? But the real answers seem to be a lot more nuanced around what games people play. And that's what the episode is going to be about. I hope you guys enjoy it. Whatever you do in life, do you do it for wealth or do you do it for status? And does it really matter? Are the outcomes different if you do it? Or is the journey itself different if you do it for a different purpose? Like अगर आप gym जा रहे हो for status, which is I want to look good, so I can, have a charming personality and, I'll get more dates on Tinder or Bumble or Hinge or whatever it is. Or when I go to the run club, I'll be more presentable and stuff. Or I just want to go and lift weights because I want to live longer and I want to live a healthy life. Or I want to have a higher quality of life per se. I think the exercises you'll do will be different. The intensity with which you'll be doing is different. The form versus, what is the failure rate you'll go to will be different, in my opinion. The process ही अलग हो जाएगा मेरे हिसाब से.
For viewers, I define or look at status games are essentially they are zero-sum games, right? They become more about prestige, title, recognition, social media, putting it on Instagram, etc. Whereas wealth games are positive-sum pursuits, equity, profit sharing, all of those things.
31st May 2018 is when the most, I keep telling everybody, that's the most seminal writing in the last 100 years when Naval put that tweet out, right? How to get rich without getting lucky. And I think it's like the most amazing principles / values with which people should think about living their lives now. It's not necessary that if you don't do it, that you're a bad person. But if you ever want guidance on direction, कि यार कैसे जीनी है जिंदगी, that's the best writing that in my opinion.
Yeah.
उसमें वो यही बोलता कि wealth creation games are positive sum and status games are zero sum games, because in the end it's like up down, right? For someone to have a higher status, somebody else needs to have a lower status. That's the simple principle. Whereas wealth creation is positive sum because you can actually increase the size of the pie. I mean, that's the other way to look at it, right? Do you fight for a share of the pie or is everybody trying to increase the size of the pie? I think personal life में harder है लोगों के लिए करना ये. Professional life में it's easier to define, like you said, कि equity sharing, profit sharing, so that you grow the pie and then you get a share of it. And it's very easy for founders because we own a lot more equity than maybe employees. Employees usually will look at number of options and shares versus a percentage of the company, right? Even I get asked this a lot of times, even मेरे पास जितने ESOP है, it's what percentage of the entire equity is that? Because in some ways, maybe it's easier to calculate. I tell them, no, it's easier to calculate number of shares into share price and let's take the share price higher. Share price जितना ऊपर जाएगा उतना ही you will create more wealth. And over time, of course, you want to own more, then this is the path to own more. But it's very hard. I think it's important to play the same games in personal life also. Because I don't know if people can live two different lives.
I think when you start a career, typically, maybe Maslow's hierarchy wala hi principle le lo. I think people usually start with, okay, I'm going to build a career. Status is the number one thing. Ki grow karte hain XYZ. And then, I've seen people graduate to, okay, after achieving certain comfort levels, then people start to shoot for the moon. And that's where, they start to play this positive sum games.
You were saying कि early on in career, people play status games because it's more about promotion and getting to the next level and stuff like that.
ऐसा मुझे लगता है. However, we know founders who start early in their career company, and then of course they are all equity vested. But largely मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि early on, it starts with more status. However, I think in company building also, do you guys have seen this change? I've seen this in many companies. People early on who join are like, okay, how do we win together? How do we make this work? How do we not lose? Is the question being asked. But 4, 5, 7 years later, it becomes who gets the credit, right? Company building में भी वो change हो जाता है, by the way. Are you guys seeing that?
Let's take a step back. I actually have a more fundamental question ki what you're saying may have been true when we started our careers, let's say in 2005, 6, 7, 8, where there were not enough startups, right? Let's say Shantanu's case, right? He joined as a junior associate in McKinsey, and the thing that I remember most critically was everyone would want to get to associate in 18 months. People would have pride in saying that I became engagement manager in 3 years faster than others because somebody else. So those are all status games in some way, right? Because then that's the game that these organizations want you to play, right? Who's on the fast track to partner and stuff like that. But today, if you see most people, का शुरुआत ही startup से हो रहा है. Right? Like today's graduates, 2021, 22 onwards, I believe 30% of them would be ending up joining up startups.
I think earlier in career, and maybe we can expand the pool a little bit to kind of people who are outside of, let's say, the three of us belong to similar kinds of engineers, followed by, kind of tier 1 MBAs and all of that. And then we kind of had good jobs and we became entrepreneurs. I think there was a more predictable path to one degree of separation, one standard deviation of ambition kind of people, like, for example, the three of us, where maybe that would be a logical role. But if you look at, I feel like when people start careers, and it could be someone who joins, Bajaj in the engineering team as an engineering graduate, or Larsen and Toubro, or let's say a ICICI Bank or a probationary officer at State Bank of India. Let's take a larger pool of people, right? Who kind of enter the workforce. My view, I agree with Revant. My view is first 5, 7 years there is a finding your place in the universe period. Right? Because we all come from schools and colleges where insecurity is bred in deep, and we are constantly hungry for validation, whether it's from a tuition teacher or from a competitive exam result or from a placement or, whatever, right? I think our parents kind of told us that you have to earn your stripes a little bit. So first 5, 10 years, at least for me, for example, my first 5 years at McKinsey was proving to my parents that, my JE failure was one off and that I belong, or to myself actually, more than anyone else. And I think everyone does that in their own way. I think, Chirag, you're right. I feel like at some point that switch turns the other way, which is now I know that this is now baseline. It could be whatever. It could be like now, whether it's I have a house, I will at least make this much money.
Shantanu, is it more
case.
confidence that, okay, I've seen the world, etc., or is it more like some baseline?
I think combination. I think combination. No, I don't think it's baseline of wealth at all. I think that's that. I don't think anyone thinks wealth sub 35, 30, 35 तक कोई सोच मेरे हिसाब से कोई सोचता नहीं है. I think people think two things. One is confidence that this is baseline. Second is maturity, that it doesn't matter. Now I'm not performing for the world anymore. At some point and some people, it never happens. I see people who stay, for example, at McKinsey for 30 years and continue to play the validation game. They're making millions of dollars a year, but they continue to play the validation game because that insecurity is so deep and it never left. So they're always looking at the next rating. They're always looking at the next promotion. They're always like, they're 50-year-old people, and that maturity is still not coming, right? But I think for the average person who's kind of self-aware, confidence plus maturity aa jata hai, and then people start kind of deciding, okay, now what kind of upside maximization can I do? And then people sometimes take different kind of risks. Sometimes someone will become, like a proprietorship business, kind of get into real estate and start trade. I've seen people who start trading homes and make a lot of money doing that and like do a really good job with that. I see people like us who kind of become founders. I see, people who join early stage startups. That's the risk appetite there. But that happens at that 30, 35 age where people are like that confident. And that's my view. And more India specific.
But again, a slight nuance here. I wanted to just understand कि अगर 2020 के बाद let's say 10% of the top tier college workforce has directly joined startups, has also seen ESOP wealth creation. At the age of, like, I have 27, 28-year-olds who've had like massive wealth creation through ESOP buybacks already. Why would
Quantify that. Quantify that. What are the massive for a 27-year-old in your view?
1 crore plus?
1 crore. Okay.
But if you speak to, let's say, the younger ones, I don't think so. They look at 1 crore as, okay, we have made a big deal. What is your, how are you
अगेन
seeing that?
उनकी बेचारों की जिंदगी में इंस्टाग्राम है ना, जहाँ पे किसी और के पास वो मॉर्निंग रूटीन में वो आइस बात ले रहे हैं और धर्मशाला से काम कर रहे हैं, लाइक यार ये तो जिंदगी है, वो कभी खुशी नहीं होंगे, मेरे को लग रहा है.
I had a discussion with two.
I actually think what Instagram is doing to this generation now is constantly keeping them in the quest for validation, which is disallowing them from playing the real wealth game and keeping them in the status game. Like social media is pushing. I don't think it's age.
Yeah, I think it's amplified. It's much.
I don't think it's age. Like Chandanu, I didn't own my own house till the age of 40. क्या बोल रहा है यार? I've been taking risks since, like, it is not about wealth. It is about
No, I agree with you. So that's what I'm saying. You are the kind of person who hate that maturity much earlier. Where you said कि नहीं मैं entrepreneur in residence बनूंगा फासोस में, या फिर मैं VC करूंगा, या फिर मैं अभी खुद की कंपनी खोलूंगा. You took those risks with lesser, let's say, what do you call it?
I tell you the answer.
Comfort.
I have the answer for that, right? I think I've covered this a little, but I don't think I presented this as a table. You know, and I thought about it obviously for this, and it was obviously when I went through, a leadership coaching exercise, and the coach kept asking me, why do you do what you do? Why do you do what you do? And it took me 6 months to find that answer, right? I spoke to a bunch of you also. Ki, what do you think I like? What do you think drives me? And asking those questions and introspection. And this is the table, right? Ki, you become a founder, and actually this is what has driven me forever. It was not that I like to take risks. I like to learn. My purpose was very clear on learning. And that was the emotional need I had. So if your emotional need is validation, then you will end up playing a status game. But if your emotional need is something else, then you will optimize for that. And everybody is emotional, right? In the end, we are human beings. हम AI तो है नहीं कि भाई हम सिर्फ बोलेंगे हम शेयर होल्डर है और एक एम्प्लॉई है जिसका आज रोल है. It could be CMO, could be CEO. And therefore, you can think logically. So that's why I've boldened that line. What is the key driver for that role? So as a founder, you're very emotional. But as a shareholder, you're very objective and logical. As an employee, today I'm the CEO. Like today, Shantanu, you're saying I'm CEO and I'm CMO as well, right? So you will have two responsibilities. One is value creation as CEO, but the other would be brand NPS, let's say, or brand pull or organic or reduction in marketing costs as a percentage of revenue as a responsibility. That scope will be more on in the CEO, again, as I put it, as shareholders and your own, because you also benefit when the share price goes up. And you will have a much shorter window as CMO when you're thinking of that role versus a little longer window of 3 to 5 years when you're thinking like the CEO. But it's all logical. You can read books, you can talk to people, you can go to Harvard case studies, you can get mentorship on how to do this role well. But nobody prepares you for how to do the founder role well. So if you don't define the responsibility or the measurement metric that what is going to keep you happy, you will end up slipping into possibilities of validation, which is a status game. So I keep thinking, why did I join Rebel? It was a very illogical choice to not take there was no pay hike. I was on the same salary for 3.5 years. We struggled to build a business, but it was massive learning. And that's why I still enjoy. Like a lot of people say, yaar, तूने इतना मेहनत किया जिंदगी में पैसा नहीं बनाया. I'm like, but I still don't regret it because there was massive learning, and learning compounds, right? Because you go back and see the second last line, the time horizon has to be defined as well. As an emotional being, you can't have a time horizon which is every 6 months changing. Like when you're talking about what you're talking about the young folks, na Chirag, कि अच्छा यार आज मुझे ये चाहिए, आज मुझे श्रीलंका जाना है. Then everybody on Twitter is going to Vietnam. अच्छा मुझे अब वियतनाम जाना है. फिर सब लोग जा रहे हैं यूरोप, तो मुझे यूरोप जाना है. फिर सब जा रहे हैं यूएस में कोई स्पेसिफिक, बहामास में कुछ हो रहा है, अब मेरे को ये करना है. Like your time horizon for solving something and your measurement metric as well as your responsibility keeps changing. Let's take a moving goalpost. That's a clear status game that you're chasing. And that's the unfortunate reality I see for most young folks, that they're not defined a very clear. And by the way, I also hadn't defined it ever, but I think your north should be clear. What are you solving for? And if people are solving for validation, then they're always playing status games. And I don't think they know that, though. I think
Revant, I think this is very nicely put. Basically, we are saying that we wear these three hats. But एक बात बता कि let's say the column D, when you're saying people are looking at, you yourself has stated that short and medium term 3 to 5 years is what people look at. How does
So I am
that
looking at it.
change?
When I'm playing the role of the CEO, मैं सिर्फ 3 से 5 साल सोच रहा हूँ.
No, but let's say, in startups, you start with a good equity day one, which means that you are a shareholder, right?
Actually,
Do
we
you see
play
people? No, not only about us. I'm talking about, let's say, in our company, 70% of the people, or close to 70% of people, have ESOPs, right? Now, is it that they keep thinking about the employee situation only and saying, okay, I have to spend 3 to 5 years and do these goals and not wear the shareholder hat, right? That's why, what you have written rightly, कि यार shareholder is looking at a 15-year journey. Possibly, lesser, we would want it to be more. India में हो नहीं पाता है. But that's I think then missing. And what ends up happening is, of course, there is validation. Of
So
course, there is a...
let's do this. ना मैंने CEO के लिए डाला था, तो let's take a CMO for example. Okay. मुझे लगता है CMO will max look at a 1 to 2 year impact creation, or as a shareholder, CMO who holds let's say 0.5% in your company will look at for them long term is 5 years. So ये मैंने अपने लिए लगाया था, but if you have to do this with your team for example, I would recommend to navigate this, and ये again change होगा, responsibility change होगी, impact scope change होगा. I think the most critical thing na is they will not, let's say, be a founder. So let's say they will, but this is very critical ki what is your personal goal in life?
Yeah. यार वो नहीं पता होता, but Revant, I think, अच्छा tell me that you knew
Exactly,
this in
you're right.
2010-11.
But
नहीं
nobody
पता होता
asked me this. Huh? Nobody asked me
Wait,
this. So
but-
by the way, I'll just tell you very simple, right? Someone asked me and said, Revant, I have done a lot of impact for the organization. Can I get a co-founder tag? And I said, great. Possible. Can you put down ki if you get the tag, because you're solving for the tag, can you solve for this? Can you tell me what is the purpose? Like, आपको क्यों चाहिए करके ये? And it's not a logical ask, right? It's not a logical ask. Now, so, but the measurement metric should be clear, because if you don't have a measurement metric, like I said, I wanted to do it for the learning. That's why I started a company, right? Now, if you want to earn the tag, then technically it's validation, but people don't want to accept that it's a status game. And it's okay. There is nothing wrong in it, but accept it, no? कि मैं status solve करना चाहता हूँ. And मेरे हिसाब से सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत क्या है? Status, I think it's very, if you start solving for status, then you're not solving for wealth, because mentally your bandwidth is getting split. By the way, I don't know if you realize these 3 roles, we wear all 3 hats. And by the way, your early employees will also be wearing these 3 hats. They are solving for something personal in their life. They are solving for something as a shareholder, and they are solving for something which is the role, right? इसमें क्या होता है ना, आपका टाइम bandwidth split हो रहा है कि at what point of time are you which version of you is making the decision. And it's very important that the right version is making the decision. And I realized this myself, that in so many board meetings, I was wearing the founder hat. That's why I got emotional. Like after the board meeting, someone said, "Ki, yaar, tu bura kyun laga tere ko?" And I realized I was wearing the founder hat. I should have been wearing the shareholder or the CEO hat, not the founder hat. In fact, I could argue that one of the reasons, and we've discussed, I don't know where, ki we don't see Indian founders professionalizing the company. How many unicorns have you seen professionalizing the company and saying, this guy will run the company, we will be the founder, and we will do their product or something here and there, right? I think same thing. We don't share that tag. So one of the biggest impacts after making this table for me has been that, boss, I need to shed this tag, because it's just an emotional, like Shark Tank पे founder को बुलाते हैं ना, कोई CEO को नहीं बुलाते. It's a status game. Founder is a very status game. You should not play that. And I should only constantly represent the company as a shareholder or as a CEO, not as a founder.
But I'll add something here, even in my personal case. Okay, given the nature of my business, I actually have a 4th column. I have founder, and I love this framing of yours. You've been telling me about it for a while now. But I am founder, shareholder, CEO, and brand ambassador in a large way. We are now moving the company in a way which is that barbershop, etc., is kind of led to a certain amount of equity and salience amongst our consumer group in a category where word of mouth is not there. And I love what Naval has written, that the most accountable people have singular public and risky brands, Oprah, Kanye, Elon, etc., and then they use those brands to leverage into business. And I think even Deepak, who came on episode 27, kind of alluded to it in one of his posts around personal brands. But fundamentally, I think status games might actually create the leverage in a world dominated by internet and social media from a building organization and building equity wealth standpoint.
If you're saying a personal brand is like that's what Deepak said, right? Build a personal brand, because in the world of AI, a personal brand will build trust. But go back, I think you have not released the bridge episode. I think I was in the session with the Gen Z kids on personal branding, right? And this is exactly what I had said. I'm just repeating that now. Maybe not verbatim, because language was much more colorful then. Which is, I think people in the quest to build personal brands try and not to be authentic. They try to pander to what the world wants.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the whole point.
Then you veer away from that authenticity. Like go back to the personal goal, the leftmost column. I think तेरा brand ambassador जो है ना, तू बोले founder brand ambassador, वो column B है. Because you are just expressing your emotions without a care for the world on what they think of it. You will go and say 18 घंटा काम करो, and you will be unapologetic about it. Right? You will not say, oh my God, ये नहीं बोलना है. Let me now show that, oh no, I am very empathetic and caring. And I loved your response that day. Some employee, I think, not employee, someone who had appeared for an interview publicly called you guys out saying that तुमने यार वो नहीं किया. तुमने बोला बस हमने टाइम बचाने के लिए बोला कि यार नहीं करते इंटरव्यू. Right? You are not building a personal brand. You're just showcasing to the world who you are. Now, some people will like you, some people will hate you. I really like what you do when you tell your employees, go build a personal brand on LinkedIn, because that will help you build networks, hire better, reach out to mentors and stuff like that, right? You are actively telling them satiate your personal goals, which is get some validation, right? While you are building as a shareholder, because they have some ESOPs or they are VP marketing or CFO or whatever it is, right? That's a great way, but
that's a positive sum game. Yes.
The dikkat in that is, Chirag, is that the only emotional gratification that people want, or should there be something better, or should we by design figure out a way to actually play wealth games and not play status games? I don't know how to solve for it though. Like Shantanu is right. If I keep asking my team that we have an expected behavior which is hire and develop the best, okay? And in fact, I keep telling them if HR is sourcing for you, you are not getting the best people. You have to source them yourself. People have to come and work for you. Go build a brand. Like Shavik, our CTPO, has built a brand on LinkedIn and X where he hires his own team. Like product and tech mein, I don't see any hire coming from HR now. Like he sources, he interviews, he closes. Right? That's what I want in every leader. But uske liye you have to be out there. Right? But I don't think he plays a status game. He just expresses his opinion, and there is a slight risk there, but मुझे भी ये clear नहीं है कि when does it become a slippery slope of just playing a status game, because you start getting so much traction on, let's say, social, or you start enjoying that piece so much, versus thinking that it's a how, as you said, कि it's a how to get to best people. I want to play the wealth game. So for me, going and posting on LinkedIn or having a personal brand so I can get the best people, I can attract the best investors, I can make sure my brand reaches, is still feeding the wealth game. Like the ultimate North Star should be wealth only.
Yes, 100%. So the status game, when played independently of the wealth game, is completely shallow and useless, in my view. Like if your status game is not feeding into your wealth game, then it's like, let's take the case of an employee. The reason I ask people to do the brand on LinkedIn is it helps Bombay Shaving Company's share price fundamentally. Instead of one person putting themselves out there, I have 15 people putting themselves out there who are going to recruit good people, and we become a place for a hotbed of talent. We now get far better recruiting in a Mica or an IM or whatever in terms of days, despite like a much lower salary, because we have created that, right? Now, if you take, for example, someone who's putting themselves out there on social a lot more in terms of being a good person to, like what Varun or Siddharth do, like there's very independent points of view, what Deepak does, for example. The fundamental reason is that your market value has to be clear to you. Satiate that fully. Ki tum, I think, for example, if Bombay Shaving Company gets bought out today, and let's say the buyer wants to replace all the people, and Deepak goes out and starts his own company from scratch, I can guarantee you 60% of people in BSE will go and start working for him, independent of salary, etc. That's the personal brand, right? And that's a status game that should lead to wealth over a period of time.
Actually, I love what you said. Personal brand has existed for hundreds of years, but a personal brand was always the work you did and the impact you created, right? Like even before social media, personal brands existed. It was ref checks. Even today, like I still believe more in ref checks than looking at what is your social media, what you're talking about it, right? Because people around you will tell ki yaar, who's this person really and what is he or she really like? What are their values? What are their North Stars? Because people who have seen you for 10 years will be able to tell a lot more about you versus you posturing on social media, right? So personal brands always existed. Now it's just that people try to traverse the clutter and say ki nahi yaar, let me get more reach and let's make sure my personal brand reaches a lot more people than what it was reaching before. I don't think that's um, it's easy to be authentic and go there. But okay, that's a separate point. I only think that maybe we should get our team to fill out this. अगर तुम बोल रहे हो सही लग रहा है ये तो ये भरवा लेते हैं कि बताओ यार आपका शेयर होल्डर लाइक इफ एनीबडी वाज ESOP तो शेयर होल्डर है नहीं है तो यूर जस्ट एम्प्लॉई एंड पर्सनल गोल क्या है करके maybe at the beginning of induction yeah when people join we should get this filled out, right? And it will be very hard for people to express it, but over time at least whenever they find it क्या है तुम्हारा पर्सनल गोल? कोई बोलेगा घर लेना है, कोई बोलेगा शादी करनी है और कोई बोलेगा कुछ है, बट घर लेना इज अ वेल्थ गेम. Finding a life partner would be an emotional need, right? So we can't solve for the emotional need, we can solve for the wealth need. Actually that's the biggest problem I see, that there is no solving for anybody's emotional need. We can't. I don't know. Do you guys can? Like, Shantanu, can you help find someone? Like, someone comes and says, yeah, mereko, I have a fight with my parents and I don't talk to them anymore. How can you help in that?
At a professional level
At
or
professional-
at a
So, like,
personal level?
like, for example, we have a retainer psychiatrist who we sort of, wherever someone's facing an issue, we say, why don't you go consult, right? Because we are not professionals, right? Personally, we can guide any, but in the end, we will never have full context. I mean, there will be a long history of whatever happened, why it happened. Just take this example, right? And these needs will keep changing.
I think thoda nature of game bhi hai. So I'll give you an example, right? My dad was 50 when he started his company. And he was 68, 69 when he sold it. And most of the people who joined him were in the 20s. So he was almost a father figure to a lot of them. So those relationships were I think he solved a lot of emotional needs also because, he was able to, kind of counsel people through bad marriages, counsel people through financial difficulty. 2009 was very difficult for a lot of early people at his company. So I do think nature of the founder and their stage of life also is important. I think three of us are also getting into this slightly older zone where I think the जो impact scope अपना है ना, I think it's far larger than we give ourselves credit for, in my view.
मैंने लिखा ना very wide तो लिखा है मैंने. It's so wide that I can't define it. It's very wide. I agree with you. It's a
Yeah.
यार इसमें जो है ना दो चीजें, एक चीज तो डेफिनेटली मुझे चुभ रही है. When you say CMO, CFO, यार time horizon can't be 1 to 2 years ना. Imagine Shantanu takes a brand head today. 1-2 साल में तो कुछ होता ही नहीं है यार. You change the brand positioning, you put it out to the market, and by the time market realizes, okay, this is the new brand thing, etc., etc., 1-2 साल हो जाते हैं ऐसे. Right?
Anything,
Especially senior positions, I think this has to be, the horizon has to be long. And also, I think, Revant, you mentioned one thing, कि starting में भरवाओ ना, या if starting में people write this down, usually what I see is, I think people continue to play the status game. Let's say they end up achieving this. They will not look at the personal goal. They'll say, अच्छा अभी मैंने 2 crore बना लिए. Okay, my now target is कि 10 crore कैसे बना लिया, 20 crore कैसे बना लिया, right? I'm sure you would have seen. No, which is fair. But then it continues to be the status game. And not realizing what I was saying, that in India, a couple of $1 million is a good wealth creation. Is
Yeah,
not.
Bono, I would slightly disagree there. I'm always very happy for people to have a higher
infinite set of
whole target, as long as the understanding is that it's a positive sum game. See, if, for example,
No, so the differentiation I would make is that it becomes a little bit of entitlement.
I'll tell you the issue. No, it's not an entitlement issue.
iska clear,
CT, I'll tell you the issue. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
because I've gone through this, right? So when day zero, we've just completed 5 years. We had the 5-year celebrations. I had, I think, 10 people who completed 5 years, right? All the 10 were sort of asked to speak and stuff like that. All of them almost all of them had ESOPs on day zero. Those ESOPs became 50x in the last 5 years. So when they joined, I had asked them their aspiration on wealth. I never ask aspirations. And that's my mistake. I realized I've never solved for column B. I always ask for column D. कि भाई कितना पैसा बनाना है करके, right? Everybody gave a number. In 3 years, they realized ये तो number होने वाला है करके. The number went up, right? अब 5 साल हो गए. Again, the number has gone up. I am always okay with that as long as they agree that that number will go up because of share price increase, not having the entitlement कि they will get more shares.
More ESOPs, yeah.
And वो भी है, I do give more shares, but it is very clear it is on performance now. It is not time based. It's not entitlement कि तुम हो तो तुम्हें मिलेगा. It is on
एक सेकंड, इसमें एक न्यूआंस है रेवंत कि एक बात बता कि लेट्स से somebody joined 4 साल हो गए, उसको उसकी वेस्टिंग हो गई. Now they will say share price तो बढ़ता रहेगा, मैं हूं चाहे ना हूं. If you are saying number of shares are not increasing, company is doing well, will continue to do well.
Depending on next contribution. See, I need to also keep earning my. I mean, we have enough as founders, which is why we are only focused on share price. In fact, we to keep getting diluted, right? Every ESOP grant technically also dilutes us. But so therefore, the only index we have is share price, which is why we keep focusing on share price. I think the alignment needs to be कि यार share price growth से ज़्यादा value creation होगी versus you getting more. And you are right कि some people will say that यार मैं नहीं रहूँगा तो भी share price तो grow होगी. In fact, a lot of alumni tell me कि even we are very happy that the share price keeps going up. In fact, somebody was joining and I said, have you done a ref check on the company? He said, oh, I spoke to this guy who's an alumni. And he said that उसकी current company का share price बढ़ेगा नहीं कभी, लेकिन because he's ex-Mosaic, share price बढ़ता रहेगा, he's very happy. So आप join कर लो बिंदा. So good thing, right? But that's okay, right? I mean, their contribution is done, but
मुझे उसमें लगता है कि जब तक I think people are able to see a 5 to 10x more increase from here, I think they continue to be vested, continue to play the wealth game. As soon as it becomes like linear, then it starts to shift and say कि यार okay, the company settled, cash flow positive, XYZ.
ये दिक्कत तो है. Like I just did this is what we did in 5 years. Next 5 years, I put a revenue growth and profit. Like I just put revenue because it was easier to understand, right? I put a 4x. Someone like one of my colleagues came up and said, "Even यार 4x ही होगा तो यार मजा नहीं आएगा." ऐसे नहीं, revenue 4x होगा but profit 5 to 6x होगा. Share price will also go up accordingly. And why are you worried? Like, we'll make sure you get 20x, right? You contribute that, right? Because you'll also get more ESOPs. So you're absolutely right. I think game-changing people want a 10-20x, मतलब, और 5x के नीचे तो उनको मतलब मजा ही नहीं आता है वो. And how do you keep those around and get their help to get to that 5x is the bigger answer. But again, that's a very classical. I mean, I love people who want a 5x, 10x, right? Because they are playing the wealth game. They are not playing the status game. They don't care about.
बिल्कुल बढ़िया लगता है. मैं तो कह रहा हूँ कि people who come and ask me and say, यार, I want more equity in the company. I'm saying ये बंदा aligned है. We have had cases where people have forgiven, let's say, their appraisal and said, यार, उसकी जगह पे 2x ESOP दे दो, 3x ESOP दे दो. Right? So clearly, then we have to bat for those guys and play the long game with them.
Yeah, I love those situations as well. By the way, sorry, Shanta.
I've just sent a screenshot on our group. We just instituted something. We instituted 3 levels of seniority. I'll tell you what I think about. I'll tell you what I think about the way people think about equity build. Right? I think people love. I think people love the value of increasing share price, increasing number of shares in the company, and they feel like that's a significant, a delta in their wealth games. I feel a lot of people are not able to fully draw the correlation between wealth and risk. That ESOP or that equity that you get is commensurate to the risk you may have taken. And a lot of time people think that the equity is cherry on the cake. Cake to chahiye, right? Because salary has to get matched. ESOP is something on top, and then you kind of not realizing that ESOP is like someone's paying for it. When you give someone 1 crore of ESOP, all other shareholders actually pay for it. And I've asked this to my senior team that at some point, I'm waiting for someone to start asking, why are we giving so many more ESOP pools? Because every ESOP pool that we create dilutes you. At some point, you need to start thinking about it as a shareholder, right? So the evolution from thinking about it as a wealth game for myself to I now own a significant percentage of this pie which is growing, and now I want to make sure that we don't dilute this further. वो जो mindset है, that does not come without risk. because skin in the game has to be real. It can't just be time, right? So I think that's where the transition is very, very important to make. And it has to be pushed because a lot of people, unless they have lived it, I think ex-founders get it, or people who join early get it. But people who join along the way, like you laterally bring in a CXO or a senior VP or whatever, who may not have played, who's has a certain lifestyle, etc. For them, that risk doesn't. It's not meaningful. They've not lived it. उनको वो पता ही नहीं है all in है क्या.
But Shantanu, इसमें थोड़ा second order effect ध्यान रखना है. I would actually encourage, like I may have the counter view. I actually think, let's say your top 10 people who together, let's say, would have 3% in the company now, should think like owners, which is what you're saying. You should think like owners, right? Ideally, owners should say, let's increase the size of the pie, let's share more. But when you share, it has to be to outliers only, like multipliers. People who are going to, because if I have 0.5% in the company, I should think like a owner. Now, how does this 0.5% become more valuable, right? Uske liye, if I have to dilute a little and say, yaar, let me share. And because this person is now going to work as hard as it did over the last 5 years, because now I have, like, in the action, direction, reflection framework, I am now reflecting and directing more. I need the people who will act like I did over the past 5 years to take the company ahead. So let me share a little, but I think वो identification the problem होता है. वो entitlement versus identifying the right multipliers and giving them more ESOP is what I think Chirag is talking about.
No. There are two different ways. Like, for example, like people, you always think self, my team, and then the elevation happens to my company, and then the elevation happens to like the larger scale. Let me give you an example. There are two leaders who come to you. Okay, one of them says, you have given each of them, let's say you say, yeah, we have this much pool, and you get, let's say, 100 ESOPs to give to your teams. Now let's have a discussion. You figure out kisko dena hai, who are the people who should get ESOPs, how much they should get, etc. You figure out and come back, and you do it to two people. I've seen two different responses to this. One response is that, why do I only get 100? I think I need 200, which is what you are saying. You should give more and share more. Okay. Other guy comes and says, कि आपने मेरे को 100 दिया, मतलब कितने लोगों को 100 दिया, मतलब कंपनी कितना डाइल्यूट हो रहा है, उतना जरूरत है क्या एसडी अभी करने की? Can we think about this a little better? Who's paying for this?
ये वाला ये थिंकिंग तो मिसिंग है. ये तो शांतनु सेकंड भी नहीं, थर्ड ऑर्डर इफेक्ट बोलो.
थर्ड ऑर्डर पूछो.
बट होना चाहिए वो. अगर आप 3% ओन करते हो कंपनी में तो करोगे ना.
हाँ, बट मैं बोलूँ इससे पहले ना, आई थिंक दिस इज अ फेयर आस्क, बट आई थिंक दिस इज फार्दर आउट. इसके पहले यू स्टिल नीड टू सॉल्व देना किसको है. Don't give it to people who are not thinking. Like, for example, we have the expected behavior. Like I said, hire and develop the best. I have a ownership mindset. It's exactly what you said. You have to think about the company first, then your team, then yourself, right? So what you're saying is, यार कंपनी के बारे में सोचो करके. What I am saying is, अपने टीम के बारे में तो सोच लो कि किसको खुश रखना है और कौन ज्यादा लॉन्ग टर्म सोच रहा है. Who is the one who has the higher ownership mindset? So for example, when we do the appraisal, we rate people on these expected behaviors also. Apart from the OKRs, you have to also rate on exceed expectation, met expectation, below expectation, on these three. If ownership mindset is just about met expectation, I don't think that person will deserve it, because they are not thinking like maybe a little bit. But अगर below expectation है ownership mindset, then वो owner की तरह सोच ही नहीं रहा है वो. Then why will they value ESOP? They will not value ESOP. वो owner की तरह सोच ही नहीं रहा है. वो तो employee की तरह सोच रहा है, right? तो सोचते रहो employee की तरह, कोई problem नहीं है. आप salary ले लो. But अगर कोई exceed कर रहा है expectation on ownership mindset and everything else is great, you know that this person is a keeper, then go disproportionate with that person, no? क्योंकि यार वो मेरे हिसाब से ना, I would caution you against limiting the pool of ESOP or encouraging people to think about the pool size. I don't think we should. I know eventually it will come there, because as you go public, ESOP dilution is also a EPS.
Someone pays for it, yaar.
Someone pays
for it.
But if you are in the journey, see, it depends where you are. If you are at a 20-30% growth rate, then you should do it. Actually, maybe that's the difference. Me and Chirag are thinking of doing 5x. You are thinking of doing, let's say, 3x in the next 5 years. So maybe that's where the difference lies. But मेरे लिए तो यार ये 5x ज़्यादा important है, and therefore I want to share more and say, भाई जीतते हैं दुनिया करके. Let's go for it. Maybe that's the difference.
And Chandru, you have only taught me that people expand opportunities. Right people, rightly incentivized, playing wealth games will expand opportunities more than what we think. Right? I have seen that. We have together seen that at Bombay Shaving Company. And और रेवन मुझे लगता है वो कि clear, I think we articulated this पहले भी कि once you get into that mode on 20, 30, 40% growth, then, you know, the game also changes. You will either have a restrictive ESOP pool, which means that you will have more status games going on, that who gets the credit, because it's now, you know, compounding at a certain rate. Whereas, so then is it fair to say that all companies go through this transition of beginning with wealth games and then at some point of time, when the company is made, its compounding machine at 20%, it will move to a status game.
Eventually, yes. I also
Eventually,
feel,
yes.
for example, equity mein, I also think like the way to, like, at least for the one we have tried to an, uh, analogy it for our people is that your value of your holding in the company is like the value of the house you own. The salary plus variable incentive you make is the rent you make off it. Now you can always think about kind of upgrading homes and going from like a 1 BHK to, let's say, Camellia. That's what ESOP addition will mean. How much will you actually make through increasing rent on the same square footage? It's almost it's the juice is not worth the squeeze, right? So that mindset. Once people said it, हाँ यार ये है, ये सही. वो rent versus ownership वाला is easier to absorb as an analogy for most people, and then that's where you can see, because otherwise चमकता नहीं है यार लोगों को.
ये
आर्मी
हार्ड है
like
यार. वी कीप डिस्कसिंग ना कंपाउंडिंग, डिलेड ग्रेटिफिकेशन, ये सब कहाँ
it's
चमकता है यार.
एक
मतलब
तो
आई
एक तो
नो रेवन
compounding
कीप
is,
सेइंग
yeah,
दिस, बट मुश्किल है यार ये. मतलब अनलेस यू हैव सीन इट, फील इट ना, बहुत हार्ड.
नहीं होता. Even compounding, for example, I'll tell you one year, like what Deepak Garg said the other day. It really hit me. You know, every round, take some lifestyle chips off the table, 30-50 million तक ठीक है. मेरे फट गए यार. 40-50 million. But for him, he's like, यार, ये compounding game है. This is, if you play the compounding game, it's going to happen, and it's kind of matter of fact. Now, if you know that, then the ability you will have to kind of take calls for your people will be very different. Get them to play kind of more expansive wealth games. Will be easier if you can play them yourself.
By the way, I was just thinking, what's a good example of a 15 plus year old company still playing the wealth game? Two things stand out for me, and maybe I hope it's not perception, but it is reality, is when Dipinder publicly said that a year after IPO, people started relaxing, so he just let go of a lot of people. And against the public market shareholder interest, he expanded the ESOP pool by 2%, which is a massive cost for a company that size, and said, boss, हमें तो और दुनिया जीतनी है. I need tigers with me. I will share wealth. Like, it seems one of the reasons why that company keeps doing well is not just the leader, but the fact that he clearly is incentivizing wealth creation games over status games. And it's it's now a 17-year-old company. So I don't think it's an age factor.
And again goes
Yeah.
back to they are seeing a 10x. No. Again goes back to the same thing. He's again seeing a 10x better company, bigger company, right? So he's going after that. Hence, he needs those kind of people who are willing to play that game. Maybe it's a little bit of a flywheel.
हाँ, मेरे को $20
that you
billion
need
पे
to
उन्होंने
keep
100
people
billion
who are
5x करना है उसको यहाँ से. तो yeah, you're right. He needs people who will take the company 5x in market cap. You also share the wealth in that.
And he's made a very interesting, like, I really like his approaches, like, and I think about it often. He churns people a lot, right? He's someone who kind of churns leadership every 4 or 5 years, because he literally and metaphorically needs hungry people, right? At Zomato, given their business, he needs hungry people. So the moment so the eternal wealth game and the individual wealth game, actually, there's a big mismatch for a lot of people who kind of reach a certain level and then slack off, and he sees that, he senses it, you're like, boss, you were great for us for these 4-5 years. You're not great for us for the next 5 years. And whatever that person may have done, because the wealth game match was similar, but then now he wants something bigger, which is again very different from, let's say, Uber. I was talking to Pradeep the other day. He'd come to office, and Chirag, he was remembering you very fondly. बोलता है कि यार, he said Dipinder has a different point of view. But Dara at Uber, for example, we had the worst IPO ever. 44 billion listing. We had a huge New York, we had a huge party. And in front of our eyes, the share price started plummeting down. Nobody gave Uber a chance of survival. Then we had COVID, business 80% drop in India immediately, globally also. And last 3 years, they've kind of come up. But the Dara has, I think, 11 direct reports, and only one of them has changed, one for reasons totally outside of performance. They want to build with, 250 billion, they don't want to build to half a trill with the same team. And in fact, what they're doing is they're saying, boss, we will have more and more individual contributor leaders. So, अपने time पे कैसा होता है? Like what we think, that leaders have large number of followers. Like you're talking about your CTPO, they'll hire large teams, they'll kind of, mobilize in people. But I think given AI, what he's saying is that instead of like 4 or 5 people reporting into each person, we now have 18-20 people reporting into each person over the next 6 or 12 months. Plus, we have a large number of individual contributors in the top team. Large number of individual contributors, no teams. तो वो थोड़ा, it's going to change the dynamic of the way leadership happens at and these wealth games are played individually rather than collectively also.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I'll go back to what you said about Zomato keep churning every 4 or 5 years, newer talent, etc., etc. I think someone said it nicely to me, framed it nicely that if your company is growing at 80%, 100% year on year, then are your direct reports, leadership team growing at that pace? If they are not growing at 100%, it means there is a gap, right? So I like that framework of evaluating around that while you have done well in the past, but the indicator of that are you going to do well in the future is a very important one.
Yeah. People have to grow faster than the company. That's the only way the company will grow fast overall.
Yeah.
And the ones who don't catch up. Yeah.
कल का dinner conversation में I was sitting with the early joiner, and we concluded that only, that the company is moving faster than he's able to move, and I'm like, solve for it. Like, that is the only gap. And there's acknowledgement.
We have a super sports example in front of us. The game is moving faster. Virat Kohli. While publicly people might not like it, but I think it's a great decision for the sport. You are on your way down, and they are envisaging the future. Gautam Gambhir is envisaging the future, that this is, we need to build a rock solid team for future. And hence, if you decide, then okay. Hard one, I think public may, we saw a lot of these trends going on that, we should get Rohit Sharma back, we should get Virat Kohli back. But I think for the future of the sport,
इनका ना बहुत
वो सब तो चलता रहता है, but I think, underlying tone, at least for the sport, for the Indian sport, I think it's a good decision.
No, I agree. And I think this is a question that I think there's another analogy, right? That are you building a sports team company, or is it like a family or whatever it is, right? Like, if you ask Anshu Dipinder, he'll say it's a sports team, यार. मतलब अपने को जीतना है.
Winning is more important.
And the best squad that will help me win every year is the squad that I will carry. So are you part of that squad or not is a question of whether you want to win. And again, I think it's the same wealth creation versus status game. Yeah, wo kya jata hai na? I actually like the analogy you gave, Shantanu, in terms of if I wanted to create 5x wealth और वो बन गया, अब some people, and it's perfectly fine. In fact, there is no judgment when people say, यार अब मेरे को relax करना है करके, right? I want to do a 3x from here. I don't want to do a 5x. But what happens now, again, going back to the table, your personal status game is like कि अरे बट फिर किसी और को आप ये रोल दे दोगे, या मेरा रोल आप कट करके आप किसी और को दे दोगे, बट वो तो होगा ही ना. आपको नहीं खेलनी है वेल्थ गेम, आप बोल रहे हो आपको रिलैक्स करना है, कर लो. Company can't wait, right? And I think that's like everyone understands logically, but people fail to reconcile it emotionally because it hurts. Obviously, it hurts. I will feel hurt if tomorrow the board came and told me कि रेवंत यार बहुत बढ़िया है, but let's get a professional CEO. Of course, it will hurt me. But if it's the right call for the company, it's the right call for the company.
That's when you have to wear the shareholder hat.
That's exactly what I'm saying. In fact, splitting this, I realized, and that's why I ask the question also every year to the board, कि यार, am I still the best CEO of the company? And we should keep questioning that every year. Because if we find a better one, then we should, let's get that better one, because he or she will create the shareholder value. Now, I should be happy as a shareholder. My share price is going up, no? And of course, I'll ask you, छोटा सा रोल देना ताकि मैं learning कर पाऊँ करके side में. So that's still my purpose, no?
We see it happen a lot.
और ऐसा
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because learning, see, that's the emotional need that everybody has, right? And I think dealing this, for me at least, why this framework helped now is like, क्या dealing करो, आप दोनों चीज को mix मत करो. आप mix करोगे ना, decision making बहुत hard हो जाती है. और होता क्या है ना, people sometimes will think emotionally, sometimes will think logically. ऐसे नहीं होता है. आप same problem को या तो emotionally देखो या तो objectively देखो. Like when I'm having these conversations now, sometimes people bring both sides, emotion and logic. I mean, like,
yeah.
आप एक
इंडिविजुअल तो रेवंत इंडिविजुअल तो
एक ही है, ह्यूमन बीइंग है यार वो.
इंडिविजुअल तो एक ही है. They will bring both sides, but I think it's hard to do.
Like, I'll tell you the most common thing I see. People think for self emotionally, but when they are judging others, they think logically.
Fully.
Right? जब खुद की बारी आती है ना, नहीं यार बट ये चाहिए, बट अगर टीम हाँ नहीं इसने काम नहीं किया, इसको नहीं देना चाहिए करके, यार देना चाहिए, अरे भाई फिर सेम लॉजिक लगाओ ना अपने लिए भी, फिर ऑब्जेक्टिव लॉजिक लगाओ. व्हाई आर यू थिंकिंग इमोशनली? और करना पड़ेगा यार, मतलब दैट्स व्हाट वेल्थ क्रिएशन गेम्स विल टीच यू, बिकॉज़ इट्स लॉजिकल.
Yeah.
By the way, this framework also helped me have a lot of hard conversations, let's say with the team, where I will say, okay, first, this is me, the CEO, telling you that this is the gap I find and this is what you need to solve. Now, as Raven, the founder and your friend who cares about you, this is what I would advise you. And just giving that nuance just makes it easier because लोग को बुरा लग जाता है यार कि यार आप तो मेरे दोस्त हो, आप मेरे को ऐसा क्यों बोल रहे हो? So just splitting that कि this is Raven the CEO and this is Raven the founder. Who cares about him, right? So I think that also helps. But otherwise, people always get a little, and obviously so, right? मतलब in the end, you also develop very close relationships with the people who have been you for even 2 साल भी काम कर लो यार. मतलब this is a very emotional journey for a founder, right? Anybody who's supported us in the first 10-15 years or at any point of time, I'm sure, I don't know, अभी 5 ही साल हुए हैं मेरे को, but I'm sure I am not going to change. मतलब अगले 5 साल भी जो साथ देगा उसके साथ एक इमोशनल लगाव तो होगा ही होगा यार हमेशा. And for us also it becomes, in fact, I remember I was doing a HR group. There were like 8-10 HRs, and I used to run this program for a year where we had every 2 months we would meet. I was learning how to manage. I was technically CHR also for some time back, right? घंटा पता है कि यार कैसे मैनेज करना है. So I would जानबूझ के poke questions, and it was an amazing learning experience for me. And in one of them, I asked this question, कि यार someone who's been with you for a very long time, but everybody sees that he's now slacking. And they are telling me कि रेवंत ये slack कर रहा है और आप इसको feedback नहीं दे रहे हो करके, right? But he's like the cultural, bond because he was been there from day one. सबका दोस्त है. And यार कितना अच्छा है. मतलब it's such a great cultural thing, right? So the company is happy, people are happy around him. And the Dream Sports HR told me कि रेवंत ये ना सारे फाउंडर की दिक्कत है. If you ask me as a head of HR, you should ask the person to leave. But I know what will happen. This has happened with me. I have gone and said कि we should let this person go. Then the founder will come and say नहीं नहीं यार 5 साल दिए इसने बहुत बढ़िया है, रख लेते हैं, थोड़ा टाइम देते हैं. तो actually my realization of creating this framework was after that conversation. कि if you want to run a company professionally, then run it professionally. And if you want that founder emotion to come in, and like he said, and he was Dream Sports HR and very senior guy, right? He told me दिक्कत ही आप लोग की, आप फाउंडर है ना, आपकी गलती है. आप ही साला उंगली करते हो. मेरे को HR हायर किया है तो लेने दो ना डिसीजन. आप क्यों उंगली कर रहे हो बीच में? He's right. We should not get involved. It is the HR decision, right? So stepping back and saying कि you are the professional and you take an objective call is something that we also as founders need to do. And that's when I realized that the splitting role is critical. कि
Yeah.
हो जाते हैं, में बह जाते हैं बहुत बार.
But you know what is interesting, Revant? The person who's played the biggest status and wealth game in the country, arguably, I would assume it is someone like I would say Mukesh Ambani is top 5 in terms of people who have played that game in the history of Indian context, right? He surrounds himself completely by very early people who he trusts like family. And they are the Munims who kind of make sure that they are fully entrenched in all his organizations, and which are by the way professionally run. Geo, retail, ye wo. But the Mukesh Bhai set of people who are closest to him are actually all emotional, like family, decade-long relationships that have stayed
But they are
close.
playing
So,
wealth games, Shandav. They are
no, I agree with you.
100% playing wealth games. Yeah, they are. It's like family because you are so dependent on that. Like
But
MD.
emotionally, no.
नहीं यार, because they wield that power and they wield that execution also. Like MM, who's the right hand, let's say, of
Yes,
MD.
MM, yes. But there are a lot more who may not. There is just legacy value to them.
हाँ, वो थोड़ा सा तो देख end में ना यार. I don't think these orgs are very objective. Like I think new
But
age
still, they
founder.
are like,
हाँ, मतलब यार, but let's do normal examples now. We don't have the lobbying ability to control half the country, regulations and stuff. Now, so I think our discussion is limited to the fact that people who are trying to be self-made without any external, like the only help technically people get today as entrepreneurs is venture capital funding, right? Which is to get off the ground. बाकी तो सब खुद ही fight मारनी है ना यार. खुद ही
but अगर if you take the 5,000 richest people in the country, okay, I'm assuming 4,500 will belong to like the Mukesh Bhai mold of business.
4,800 would be that.
4,000,
But because we dilute so much, no? We dilute so much equity to raise that venture dollar to figure out how to build a business.
No, I'm saying wealth creation. The wealth games have been played through emotion first and professionalizing later, and then layers of that, I think.
Yeah, but
either or.
We're talking about wealth and status today, in today's day and age, in the era of the internet, in the era of AI. There it's very clear how you should just play wealth because status is not going to get you there. In fact, you're right. Before the internet, it was largely a status game that helped you create wealth. And maybe that's a little bit of thing that has carried forward to us thinking, yeah, this is how wealth will get created. Status will create wealth. I don't think in the day and age of internet where you can create your own distribution, like go back to that post, what Naval had said, you can escape competition through authenticity. And authenticity will build a personal brand. And anybody who is authentic can escape competition and play the wealth game. But do you want to play the wealth game is a bigger question, right? I think if I go back to where Chirag's question started, it's that people don't know what game they are playing. They feel they are playing the wealth game, but they're actually playing the status game.
Or by default, it is status game. I would go to that extent and say, by default, if they are unaware, they're playing the status game.
Fully agree with that. It takes a large amount of self-awareness, by the way, to get out of that cycle. Huh?
Well,
I don't think
I think possibly this is also second order effect. Keep you by default start with status and then realize, oh, I'm playing the wrong game. Let me move.
None of us, I think, had feedback, let's say, from mentors or like, this discussion hota nahi tha. Like, I have never been told, but I think the opposite. If I talk to a 25-year-old today and say, what game are you playing? At least they should start thinking about it. Nahi kya?
That's even more tough. तूने तो बोला भी, तूने तो बोला Instagram की वजह से और tough हो गया वो भी.
बहुत tough है.
और tough हो गया. If for us it was tough ना, I think it's much tougher for them. The validation game is.
अभी तो just उतरे हैं मैदान में. अभी तो they are like exploring, kind of the world is their oyster. The energy is very high, but they'll not understand it because I feel like they require a disproportionate maturity for that age.
I think it's if you ask me, as founders and as CEOs, I think it's our responsibility to help people see this. If you ask me, like the biggest impact we can give to our team is help them see wealth creation games and set them on that path. And that would be a far bigger impact for both shareholder value creation as well as for their personal and professional growth. If you ask me, who would want to spend disproportionate time on teaching these kids ki boss play wealth games, it's going to be far better. Why do you play the wealth game? Because it gives you financial freedom to do whatever you want to do in life. That's the ultimate answer, right? तुम्हें नहीं पता है क्या?
Country building के लिए भी यार, you can't be playing status games for country building. Na asset creation, all of these new innovations happen via wealth games. It doesn't happen the other way. 100%. Right? So if we truly want to or are in the pursuit of let's make India great again, you can't be playing status games, yaar.
Yeah.
It's zero sum na. किसी की जीत होगी, किसी की हार होगी. We have to be in this business of expanding the pie.
Yeah, but going back to the limited worldview that a 27, 28-year-old would have, कि यार उसमें मेरा क्या फायदा है, right? मैं उस एंगल से बोल रहा हूँ, I think we have to teach कि तुम्हारा फायदा wealth creation game में status में नहीं है. I think that's our responsibility. By just continuously giving examples of how wealth creation games have helped people achieve financial freedom. Once you have financial freedom, and maybe you'll never find out what you want to do in life, but once you do, at that point of time, the only thing that stops you from doing that, when achieving happiness, is financial freedom. What is wealth? Wealth is you are creating, earning money, like you said, Chirag, right? 5 साल बाद किसी ने छोड़ दिया, उसको पता है मेरा पैसा बनता रहेगा GoQuick में. अच्छी बात है ना? He's played the wealth game, and he wants to play some other game now. It could be more wealth games. Like I am pretty sure a lot of people in my org will start now thinking. In fact, just one person who spent almost 4 years now has left, and I loved what he's doing. He's going to a Series A startup, saying, I missed the 20x.
Early joining.
Now I want a 20x. तो मेरा थोड़ा बहुत यहाँ बनाया, but multiplier मेरे को लगता है और early जाके होगा. हमने बहुत बढ़िया, ठीक है, जाओ. You're playing the wealth game. It's a great call. Like someone told me, but why don't you make him stay? I'm like, बहुत सही call ले रहा है वो. मेरे यहाँ पे अब 5x होगा. Though technically I believe he could get 20x, but he
20x इधर भी correct. So I would have said कि यहाँ पे 20x
answer है ना. I tell you क्या हो रहा है चिराग. Sorry, I know you have to leave, but just hear me out. This is a very. I told him this. For to do a 20x in our business now, he would need to work a lot harder in his P&L. Yeah. उसको क्या दिख रहा है कि यार ये एक हॉट स्टार्टअप है, सीड सीरीज एकदम 2 महीने में हो रहा है, तो यहाँ पे ये जेप्टो टाइप ना बन जाएगा, मेरे को इतनी मेहनत नहीं करनी पड़ेगी इसमें. सो बाय द वे इट्स एक्चुअली एन अमेजिंगली शार्प कॉल कि फॉर द ROI फॉर द एफर्ट कहाँ ज्यादा है, वो उसने एक ऐसे कॉल लिया है कि उसको थोड़ी कम मेहनत करनी है और उसमें उसको 20x बनाना है. ठीक है,
नहीं बट रेवत इसमें मैं ये बोलूंगा कि एज CEOs of the company हमारा काम है कि to keep expanding that opportunity so that the next 20x or next 10x is not that hard. Right? I've sent you one interesting piece on said by Mark Anderson that how do you retain people? He's saying that great companies don't have to retain people, right? Because they keep expanding the pool, they keep winning. Winning is the one thing which you have to solve for. Rest, I think, retention, etc., is like
I
that.
think there is massive value to association, by the way. There is massive value to association.
Yes,
Here's
even
an interesting stat. Most people who give their lives to become McKinsey senior partners have no clue how much the guy makes. No clue. रगड़ते रहते हैं 15-18 साल, आइडिया ही नहीं है, उनको लगता है कि ये एसोसिएशन चाहिए. सो एट सम पॉइंट व्हेन द इंस्टीट्यूशन एसोसिएशन बिकम्स a very different order. अभी पता नहीं McKinsey का क्या है, but at my time, I think that's the. But very interesting to hear. I know CT has to leave, but I would love maybe offline to get both of your views on what we have constituted at our company.
Right, मैं बहुत ही
End of.
interesting episode हो गया. Glad that we did this. I think
I did not know, Revan, that you had sent that tweet as a trigger for the episode. मैंने सोचा कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग है तो पढ़
नहीं, हम
लिया
लोग
मैंने.
कुछ तो कल बात कर रहे थे, तो मैंने बोला यार ये पढ़ लो. मेरे मतलब मैं तो हर 3 महीने फिर से पढ़ता हूँ वो. बहुत क्लियर प्रिंसिपल्स है लाइफ में. इफ यू नो प्ले वेल्थ गेम्स,
no doubt we are going to get a comment. Revant is the Naval Ravikant of India.
नहीं बकवास.
तीन महीने में पढ़ता तो फिर रट लिया तुमने. It's imbibed in you now.
एक्चुअली यार
It's a long one, yeah.
बहुत लॉन्ग है. प्लस इट्स ऑलमोस्ट लाइक
Plus it's hard also, यार. The way we are
बहुत
saying
हार्ड है यार.
hard है वो.
बहुत हार्ड है. मतलब मेरे लिए हार्ड है यार टू लिव विद दोस वैल्यूज. सो यू नीड टू कीप रीइंफोर्सिंग कि नहीं यार ये करना है, नहीं ये करना है. वो बोलने इजी है ना, कंपाउंडिंग इज द रियल ये. बट भाई 10 साल कंपाउंडिंग के लिए तुमको डिसिप्लिन में यही एक ही चीज करती रहनी है ना. उसमें तुमको वेल्थ गेम खेलते रहना है तुमको.
नहीं वो hard है ये. When you know I started GoQuick also, I remember you and some other investors used to say कि यार compounding etc. मेरे को भी reality अब समझ में आई है. Right, when I have actually tasted it a bit, felt it. नहीं तो नहीं समझ में आती यार.
सिटी कितना आपका एंजल का कितना एक्स हुआ अभी? वो वेल्थ गेम का थोड़ा बताओ.
50
शाबाश.
नहीं
उसको
नहीं 25 था उसमें 12
अरे नहीं अभी
37x.
शाबाश.
ये
सिटी
CFO यही है.
मेरा वेल्थ गेम आपने क्लोज कर दिया है. माय वेल्थ गेम हैज हैपेंड थ्रू द एंजल इन्वेस्टमेंट सिटी. नहीं, सही है. Pickleball has given everyone's inner athlete.
ये वो वाला ये स्टेटस गेम है. ये स्टेटस गेम है.
Status game नहीं है.
You are right.
Actually,
It's a very clear status game.
मेरे को नहीं लगता.
उसमें क्या होता है,
मेरे को
मतलब
नहीं
it looks
लगता.
like कि लॉन टेनिस और टेबल टेनिस के बीच का स्पोर्ट बना दिया हमने, which is less.
अरे देखो क्या होता है, सबको खेलना है, सबको फिट होना है, लेकिन सबके बस की नहीं है यार वेट लिफ्टिंग करना. और
That's what he's saying. That's exactly what Chirag is saying. It's a status game.
कि मैं भी करता हूँ.
You are trying to show that you can play something, right? You are trying to be cool because everybody else is playing it. It's a good. See, any activity done together is a good activity. First of all, let's accept that, right?
Yeah.
Any activity done together is a good activity. But if you really want to improve your health, you need to walk, or at least have enough cardio, and you should do strength training. Now, I'm sure the purist will say that pickleball में enough cardio होता है, okay? Which is great. But honestly, the अभी जो excitement आया है is clearly a status game. कि यार everybody is like, yeah, this is the cool thing to do, so I should be also doing it. Like if you ask me, badminton would have a far higher cardio output. Far higher than let's say pickleball, or a tennis would be extremely higher, right? Plus strength भी चाहिए, right? Your entire, I mean, अलग बात है आजकल तो लोगों को most of my badminton players in my building I see with a tennis elbow, you know, वो आता है ना, सबको tennis elbow होता है, तो they wear that thing just below. So it's weird, right? अगर तुम्हें badminton खेल के tennis elbow हो रहा है या squash खेल के tennis elbow हो रहा है, the reason it was called tennis elbow is because the racket was heavy and we were supposed to. It was going to be much difficult to play tennis, but badminton खेल के भी हो रहा है तो मतलब फिर तो struggle है. Then there's not enough strength that we have in our body, and it's not helping to play pickleball and feeling happy कि wow, I'm doing cardio. So it's a status game. Yeah.
नहीं, but for example, I think जो marathons के बारे में बोलते हैं ना लोग, that if you do not allow people who run marathons to ever tell people that they have run marathons, then the number of people running marathons will drop to like 10%. I don't think that's the case with pickleball. I think pickleball में even if you tell them you are not allowed to tell anyone, they'll still do it because it's the only way they can actually remain healthy. People who play pickleball,
actually it's a fair. I think हर sport में अभी ये हो रहा है. Running में there's like why are there so many run groups now? By the way, in Bangalore it's become like a dating service. Run groups are where people are finding true connections and stuff like that, right? But you're right. Actually, everything has become a status game in Instagram now. कि No wonder Cult is also doing so well, na? Like, Cult has made a big comeback. I mean, of course, COVID was bad for most offline businesses.
Everyone.
But even post that, SRK it ramped up very quickly. But the last 2 years have been phenomenal for them.
Yeah. What are Cult's numbers?
See, they have a services business, which is a gym business, which is, I think, about 700-800 crores annual. And now they have a very large product business.
Which does not include Cure Foods. That's separate. Cult Food.
नहीं,
That.
so वो तो company separate हो गई. So Nagori and Mukesh Bansal split the business. Nagori took
Correct.
Eat Fit and
Eat Fit.
became Pure Foods. And this is now completely separate business. So
It's product क्या है इसमें?
is,
They make
more gym equipment, apparel, shoes. Now they're opening retail EBOs now.
Decathlon Part 2 बन सकता है वैसे Cult.
As an input funnel, they can. It's a fair point. Like if you see, they have
have
the
a captive
customers
audience,
through the
audience
services,
है
and then same जो अपन urban company बात कर रहे थे ना, it's a very classic.
Yeah.
You get through a very sticky service. Services में उतना पैसा नहीं बनेगा, but then you start cross-selling products. Much
I
easier.
think
Yeah.
they have more number of products to offer than, let's say, urban company.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
मतलब
Yeah.
Plus
segment भी, you know,
something बहुत easy होता है. आप रखो वहाँ पे from gym equipment to yoga mats to supplements, everything you can just keep there, right? And people can
Yeah.
sample it, try it, and then say, ठीक है यार, मतलब ये, you know, I can buy this if I want for performance. So.
And the brand Cult is very, very easily, like, it's very flexible and versatile. I can easily imagine a Cult brand ka, let's say, weights. I can easily imagine Cult brand ka apparel brand. I can easily imagine a Cult brand ka supplement brand. Like, and it'll fit. It won't look like a force fit.
Yeah.
How big is that? The product business?
I think
RV?
it's smaller, but it's growing much faster. So the product business I am hearing is about 400-500 crores, but growing much faster. Also because they're putting stores, na. Like अगर तुम्हारे t-shirts है, like think about, I think you did a podcast with Soul Store, right? But that segment, or think of a Bliss Club, right? Which is for women athleisure equipment, athleisure, yeah. A Cult can easily take up actually even a Nike sports segment, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree with that.
So they're doing shoes now. They're doing, you're right. I mean, the idea is to take it to the Decathlon, yeah. But actually, I'm still surprised that Mukesh is not involved full time. Like, it's such a massive opportunity. मुझे नहीं
What is Cult का ownership क्या है? Mukesh running it or is it Tata Group? मेरे को चमकता नहीं क्या है उधर. क्या हो
Tata
क्या
owns
है?
very little stake. It's less than 5%.
Okay, so it's still privately owned, like by some.
Run
Like,
by a professional CEO called Naresh. Naresh K.
Okay.
Forget the surname. He's been an old hand. Day one, so he was the head of growth. He's now the CEO. So he's running the business, and the business will IPO in the next 2 years. The idea is 1500 crore type revenue पे they'll IPO.
तो ऑलरेडी हो गया होगा ना जैसा आप बोल रहे हो.
नहीं 800 1200 टाइप से अभी. I think 700 500 या something like that. I think at
Got it.
1500 they'll, and I think they've just started the process from what I hear in the next.
Profitable and everything.
I think so.
And कितना रेस किया अभी तक?
पैसा बहुत
आर्मी का
रेस था. पैसा बहुत रेस.
आर्मी का केस स्टडी हो गया.
पैसा काफी रेस किया. But yeah, I think, see, COVID was a disaster for most of these years, right?
Yeah.
So you can't really. For me, it's actually, what is a bigger case study for me is that it's such a massive opportunity. I think this business can be a 5,000 crore revenue business in the next 7 to 10 years. Why would Mukesh not be full-time is a larger question. And what at least people say is that he felt the opportunity is small. I think it was small before, but I think the way health and wellness is picking up in India.
He found it early यार. वो पूरा, I don't know whether you saw his
कभी तो मेरा
podcast.
always early. Like, वो ट्रेंड्स में ना हमें लगता है कि बनेगा 10 साल 15 साल, बट वो 15 साल लग जाते हैं बहुत बार. आई थिंक द कोविड वेव वाज हेल्पफुल फॉर हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस, बैड फॉर ऑफलाइन फ्रेंडली बिजनेसेस, बट मुझे और लग रहा है कि काफी स्कोप है अब.
Oh wow! I just checked. They have raised till date $660 million. Some debt in that.
Including secondary होगा यार. Secondary होगा उसमें.
मतलब it's just showing all like 7 late stage, 4 early stage rounds, 7 late stage rounds, and 2 debt rounds. 13 funding rounds, totaling to 665.
It's a very
Yeah.
capital heavy business.
Correct.
They've also done a lot of acquisitions, no? Gold Gym or also acquired भी किया
so
ना.
they've acquired most of the large chains as such. But मुझे लग रहा है कि the product business will really surprise on the upside. Same जो अपन urban company बात कर रहे थे ना. You should keep the services going and then keep layering the product brand. I think health and fitness में तो ये काफी scale होगा ये. And I think that's their plan. I don't think they're planning to scale services or put a lot more gyms. Maybe 15 और gym डालेंगे every year. That's it. But take
मतलब
that
DK
captive audience and start building the product brand and the cross sell a lot there. So
You're right. They have the network, they have the tech, they have the brand. There are three things that they can really
beautiful.
nail.
Yeah, that app also यार, हर चीज तुम्हारा बुकिंग ऐप पे होता है. That captive audience रोज जो ऐप खोल रहे हैं, बुकिंग कर रहे हैं, बहुत पावरफुल हो जाता है. प्लस
I think
ऑफलाइन
that-
प्लस सेंटर पे जा रहे हो जहां आप सैंपल कर सकते हो. इट्स अ ब्यूटीफुल इकोसिस्टम. लाइक सी ही ऑलवेज हैड. I think the idea from day one was great. I think the execution was also great. I think somewhere बस बीच में वो when you've raised a lot of capital and you're riding high and then Black Swan event happens, so it's very hard
yeah.
sometimes to
So the-
restart the
yeah.
was just
So
checking
parallel between
Decathlon.
urban company and the cult is amazing actually. I had never thought about it that way. Sorry, go ahead, CD.
No, I was just checking. Decathlon India revenue is 4,000 crores. So that's the 200 crore का pat है. So massive opportunity, right? And this is like growing at a good pace here. I'm seeing health, fitness. This at least Bangalore तो is fully booming.
नहीं यार, I was shocked. कल्ट ने हाइरॉक्स लेके आया ना इंडिया में.
बहुत ही बढ़िया है वो.
हाइरॉक्स शांतनु.
Oh, Hyrox is crazy. I was waiting कि इंडिया में कब आएगा.
भाई साहब, मतलब मैं तो
खत्म है यार वो. मतलब एक बारी तो करना चाहिए.
फट लेती है मेरी. So
Should I pull up Hyrox?
मैं भूल जाता हूँ कौन से
Fitness-
8 एक्सरसाइजेस होते हैं, बट मेरी तो
बता
8
रहा हूँ.
किलोमीटर भागने फट लेती है यार. ये लोग भागते हैं, एक्सरसाइज करते हैं, भागते हैं, एक्सरसाइज करते हैं. सब क्रेजी fitness competition यार in that sense. So and there was a decent turnout for Hyrox also in Bangalore. Bigger problem is how hard it is, na? Like you run 1 kilometer, then you ski 1 kilometer. You run 1 kilometer, you push a sled.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah. Now sled has like 200 kilos on the sled. That's what
Ah.
you're pushing. Then again you run 1
Right.
kilometer, you sled pull again maybe 200 or something like that for 50 meters. Then you run 1 kilometer.
So you have to run in between 1 kilometer
will-
and then do these 8 exercises. करते हैं यार, ये इसका गोल लेते हैं.
भाई तो वैसे ही इतने लोगों ने 4 लोगों ने तो पिंग कर दिया कि रेवंत कुछ फर्क दिख नहीं रहा आप में वेट ट्रेनिंग का करके. ठीक है, थोड़ा ढंग से वेट उठाओ.
Why
4
are
लोग
you playing status game?
नहीं मैं आई एम जस्ट सेइंग कि एक्सपेक्टेशन ज्यादा सेट मत कर दे तू. लोगों को लगेगा कि ये तो भाई क्रेजी, लाइक ये सब एस्पिरेशन है हमारे भी, बट अगले साल क्या करते हैं. अभी थोड़ा
हाँ, इतनी जल्दी हो नहीं पाएगा भाई हमसे. मतलब we'll have to train this, तो पता लगा 3-4 दिन we are on bed.
स्कीइंग में मतलब योर विंग्स एंड लैट्स हैव टू बी सो स्ट्रांग यार. यू लाइक दिस इज द परफेक्ट एग्जांपल ऑफ डूइंग बोथ स्ट्रेंथ एंड कार्डियो, राइट? बिकॉज
मतलब यही करना है.
एक्चुअली इसमें है ना वेट डालना कितना है. व्हाट इज द स्कीइंग वेट दैट विल बी देयर? लाइक हाउ मच वेट आर यू सपोज टू या स्लेड पुश में डाल. लाइक व्हाट आई सी एटलीस्ट ऑन यूट्यूब इज लाइक 300-400 pounds, which is like quite a lot, right, to push or pull.
Yeah.
बर्फी
Yeah, all
नॉर्मल
of
करने में फट जाती है. इसमें बर्फी करते करते तुमको 100 मीटर जाना है. नॉर्मल तुमको लंजेस करने में फट लेती है. तुमको सैंड बैग शोल्डर पे लेके करना है, मतलब इट्स वेरी हार्ड यार.
एज ग्रुप वाइज है आई थिंक.
हाँ. एनीवे ये you should see the YouTube. Just go to YouTube and put Hyrox Bombay or Hyrox Bangalore. You'll see our देसी लोग भी कर रहे हैं and you'll see how crazy it is.
ये CrossFit plus 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 लग रहा है ये.
Ah, yes. This is CrossFit plus plus. But yeah, but actually, you have to, like this, if you play, I think it's a wealth game because your body is actually at a very different level. Now, of course, in the end, everybody likes to talk about how fit they are and stuff like that. But true fitness games will always be wealth games, yeah, not status games. I mean, किसी को भी अच्छा लगेगा कि यार मैंने ये complete किया करके, but the pain and the journey that you have to undertake of pain and endurance to complete something like this is worth is where the wealth gets created, right? Where your body will really be able to endure, and maybe, you know, in the longevity framework, this will matter a lot more. Like your VO2 max have to be much higher than what it is today to ensure that you are able to go through this. That's the true game, right? But I think coming back to the pickleball thing, or to the marathon, what you're saying, I think most of the people now going through all of this are for status versus, like, actually तो यही सोचना what I was saying last week, जो that comment that most founders are now taking a screenshot and sending कि if I wanted to look better, I should have gone to doing weight training a lot more. But the only thing that triggered was ki bhai, acha, oh, I will make better decisions, so I should go to the gym is what prompted me to go there, right? So
I have to go back and check that data, bro. I think that has a massive survivorship bias. But intention is good. So as long as we are doing this for, even if that's a correlation thing, it's okay.